collection is called Metamorphosis. It is a series of knit and woven fabrics which reflect the joy of becoming. From the start, I knew that I wanted my project to stand as a symbol of the time I spent at Jefferson, the person I've become, and the new beginnings that are ahead. I wanted this collection to inspire optimism for the future and gratitude for everything that has happened so far. I looked to nature to find a subject that could help me put my thoughts into a tangible form and eventually landed on the idea of metamorphosis, and that specifically of butterflies. The life cycle of a butterfly serves as a symbol of transformation, growth, and the beauty that can come from change. In addition to the symbolism, I was also intrigued by the color palettes and textures that their wings had to offer. I started by honing in on a color palette. I knew that I wanted to stray away from using colors that might be expected, like those of the monarch, for example. I wanted the colors to represent the joy of becoming, but also acknowledge that there are moments of murkiness and uncertainty that can come with change. Within my collection are 5 mini collections, which are modeled after the wings of butterflies, which stood out to me as having intriguing color palettes. I wanted the collections to work on their own and to complement each other when viewed as a whole. I wanted them to contain similar elements, but to be different enough that each collection inspired a different mood. This first collection is inspired by the swallowtail butterfly. I used a short rowing technique on the pass-up to mimic the pattern on the hind wing of the butterfly and to add some dimension to the piece. The dimensional qualities provide a more tactile experience, elevating the collection beyond being just visually appealing, but to being engaging texturally as well. The next collection is based off of the Indian leaf butterfly. Using color blending techniques on the pass-up, I was able to create an ombre effect between the bright, radiant colors to the more deep and dull hues, which resulted in some beautiful gradations. I created this woven using a frame loom and relied on completely different techniques to achieve the color story that I had in the last knit piece. For this woven, I chose yarns that are textural and ones that I normally can't use for machine knitting. The garment on the right is utilizing 2 separate textiles from the same color story. This next collection is based off of the Sulkowski Morpho butterfly. This Morpho butterfly has an iridescent sheen caused by specific nanostructures on the wings, so I chose yarns that would mix together to give the illusion of an iridescent surface. I used floats to add an airy quality that would make the fabric appear delicate and breathable, since the wings of these butterflies have such a lightness about them. The next wing is from the blue Morpho butterfly. The colors of the blue Morpho butterfly are so fascinating on their own, I wanted to make the main focus of this collection my choice of yarns rather than structure. The blue of these wings is so beautiful, it is the other hues present that make it as striking as it is. I wanted to exaggerate the depths of the color palette and accentuate the lights and darks. In this garment, I want the wearer to feel vibrant, confident, and electric. For this last wing that I focused on, which is from another kind of swallowtail butterfly, I was drawn to the deep hues of red and blue that are nearly black and the highly contrasted greens that surround them. I made this woven piece to stand as a more literal representation of the wing. I referenced the wing by creating segmented sections of color which pop when placed next to each other. This is the last item that I was able to create at school before online learning began. It is dark and murky, yet there is a moment of lightness towards the end. Though I originally intended on this being the first piece in the collection, since the deep colors are meant to symbolize uncertainty for what's to come, I thought it felt fitting that it be shown last, as that is the feeling I've been experiencing during these strange times. The past few months, I've gone through my own unanticipated metamorphosis. Just when I thought I had everything figured out, I was suddenly back where I started with no clear vision of what lies ahead. Though the uncertainty consumed me at times, I tried to remain optimistic and take solace in the fact that I've been given more time to build up my skills and become the best version of myself that I can be. With all that being said, I've learned to embrace the unknown and make the best of what I have in front of me. This is a sweater that I made using the pattern that I designed in my advanced weft knitting class this semester. It wasn't in the original plans to design a sweater pattern, but due to the turn of events, it became our new project. With it being my first attempt at this, there are definitely some kinks that need to be worked out, but as a whole, I'm happy that I was allowed the opportunity to design and build my own sweater for this collection. Overall, I am happy with what I was able to achieve in such an unprecedented situation, and I'm excited to continue working towards my goals. I feel accomplished in that I was able to make a cohesive collection that presents my concept successfully, and I can't wait to see where I go from here. This is just the beginning. Thank you.